the Appalachian Outdoors. And here on this humid Tuesday evening, got another knife in to check out. Came in the mail from my buddy Brian Griffin. Sent this to me. I got it off of him. Give it a shot. I've been wanting to check these out since they came out, and it's kind of iffy on them, but he cut me a good deal on it, so figured I'd get it, give it a go. But here it is. It's none of the classic red handles. Now, before I get started on this knife, I've got a big complaint with it. The sheath is garbage. It's rattly. You have this little O-ring on the top is what keeps it pretty much secure. But it is very rattly and very little retention. I mean, and it's hard to get back in if you don't hit it just right. It's just, see, you have to fiddle around to try to get it back in there. Let's see if I can back this out just a little bit, get a little better view now. Like I said, rattly, very little retention. I can probably shake it, but I don't want it to fall out and hit nothing. So, but yeah, very little retention, and it's awkward going back into the sheath. I contacted Victorinox on this today, made a phone call and talked to a representative, and they do have a upgraded sheath for if you buy a new one now out of the new stock. They fixed all these issues because a lot of people have complained about this sheath, the rattle and the very bad retention. I mean, it's just so bad. It's probably, I wouldn't want to carry it on my belt, and I'm not going to carry it on my belt. Probably throw it in my pack or in my vehicle. But the sheath is pure garbage. And anyway, I contacted Victorinox, and the lady told me, she was very nice, and she said they did have a sheath for it and that I could get another sheath, but I had to provide a proof of sale. I had to have a receipt or a credit card statement showing that I, where I'd purchased the knife. So don't have none of that. Like I said, I bought it secondhand. Shouldn't really matter, I don't think, if the knife is their knife with their name on it and it is the junk sheath, then she should cover it. But anyway, I'll get another sheath for it later. I'll have get a leather one for it, or I'll have a Kydex one made for it or something if I keep the knife. Mainly wanted to get it tried out and give you guys a look at it. But anyway, here it is. Victorinox, and it is 14 C28 N steel at a 59 hardness, Swiss made. It feels like a fancy Mora in hand, full flat grind. I like that. Very nice 90-degree spine. And it does have the jimping all the way up on the tip, so you could really get some controlled cuts with that, fine cuts. It does have the thumb scallops in it for different kinds of cuts or different angles of holding the knife. It's got a slight palm swell in it. It's actually feels pretty good in the hand. I wear a extra large in gloves, and it still fits my hand, as you can see. Fingers don't go past the guard, and I've still got a little room at the end. I can slide it down, still got room at the end. It's got a sharp, this is full tang, and it does have the tang sticking out, extruded past the butt of the handle here, and it is a sharp 90-degree spine. They actually, if you watch the guy that designed this knife, he uses this part when he's carving out a spoon to cut the middle of the spoon out. But also, this octagon shape will hold a bit that comes with the Pro Series. You can get the Pro Series. It comes with a paddle bit, and the end of it goes in here, and you put your knife in the sheath. You would turn the drill bit around to drill your hole, bore your hole. Again, not a big fan of that either. I don't like having the blade in my hand, even if it's in that junky sheath, because if it slips out, then you're cut. all in all, I like the feel of the knife, the size of the knife, the weight of the knife is nice. The fit and finish is very nice, just like you would expect from Victorinox. The grip on it, yeah, it's not really grippy, but it's not slick either. See how it does here. We'll play around with it a little bit. See, it is very sharp. I mean, see if I can zoom in just a little bit on this now. See if we can. Play around it a little bit. It bites deep into the wood. See if I can get a feather stick going with it here in just a minute. Get some curls up, some more fine curls for some tinder. The finer the better, easier to take a spark. And I may end up keeping the knife. I don't know yet. I want to play with it a little bit. Depending on the sheath situation, if I come up with another sheath, I wouldn't care. I've seen other videos from a few people, not a lot. And I'm sure in everything manufactured, you'll get a lemon. But I've seen some other ones that people complain about the edge, the knife edge on this, the sharp edge. Not being heat treated properly. I've seen some that, had some waves in it. Since it's a fine edge, and I don't plan on batoning with this knife. Could you? I've seen some videos with it being batoned, and it worked fine. And again, I've seen a couple that's had failure on the edge of the blade. It really wasn't broke, but it was pretty bad shape. But like I said, you'll have the lemon in about anything. And I don't plan on batoning with this knife. But I like to have a knife knowing that I can baton with it if I had to. But it's not I guess, complete downside, I don't guess. Shouldn't have to baton. No way, I don't guess. You never know. Maybe in an emergency situation, it's your only option, but we'll see how this little knife does. Like I said, I go through a lot of knives. I've had more knives than I can imagine. I've had more knives than most people, as far as passing through my hands that I've owned, that I've traded, sold. Just that was effortless. Some of the other knives I've tried takes a little more effort to get a feather stick, and maybe not sharp enough, whatever. But this knife here, so far, get this out of the way here. Get a fresh start. The spine of the knife. And this is sycamore wood, same stuff I've been playing with in my other videos. It's not the softest of woods, but yeah, it's shaves real fine powder. It does really good there. I'm really happy with the spine of this knife, and I like the butt of the knife. You can scrape with it too. Let's see if I can get these little curls over here, get everything all in one spot here. Piece of cedar here. It just goes through a cedar like butter. I mean, this is nice. I really like the edge, the sharpness. I just really hate to see such a nice knife, such a junky sheath. I can't believe Victorinox let that roll out of the factory like that. Even the guy that designed the knife was very disappointed. He's got several YouTube videos up. Would tell you his name, but I'd probably butcher it trying to say it, so I'll post it maybe in the comments where you can check him out at. Some girls. Picks off this little block of wood here. I could just whittle. I mean, it feels really good in hand, no stress, no hot spots. It feels comfortable. It just fits your hand good. No complaints as far as ergonomics go. This is cuts and carves. It's on par with my LT Wright boat tail, and that thing was just nice. One of my favorites. Pile of shavings there. Just a little more. We'll see if we can get us a fire going with this cheap ferro rod that I got off eBay for, I think, 2-pack for like $8 or $10. I done a video with it the other day. Didn't get a lot of sparks off of it. I was using Pathfinder knife, the kept part. But, maybe it was just the kept part. I don't know. Here's on this thing here. Nice. I believe it's the actual kept part and not the fire steel. I know I was complaining about it not throwing hot enough sparks or good enough sparks, but I believe it was the knife. So let's see if we can get a little something going here. Video. Yeah, if I get the right angle on it. Oops. Okay. Let's go back in here. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, nice sparks. you can see, there you have it. Victorinox Venture. Thanks for watching. Appalachian Outdoors out, and God bless.